be impressive. So we're going to look at the defense here coming out from GamersOrigin. It is going to be Narwhal on the Reaper. Is that a Narwhal and an Ewok? Narwhal on the Reaper. Whitefire on Reinhardt. Ashura will be on the Mercy. Jenkins on Roadhog. Strengths on Soldier 76. And they're going to run a Torb on this defense.
Torbjorn coming out. Nothing too unexpected here for Hollywood defense. Torbjorn has been being used more and more by teams here. It's not a standard thing, though. The one thing that was standard that has really fallen out of the meta in the last few weeks, so Rip the Trash Mouse, otherwise known as Junkrat. You're just not seeing a lot less of him on the defense. Some teams still run him, but he's not the guarantee that he used to be.
Yeah, definitely in Europe. We've seen him, I think, once in the last couple days throughout this tournament, and it was only briefly, but he's very much a staple on in the North American meta on defensive maps. So nothing super out of the ordinary here. It's all going to be kind of the first couple pushes. Of course, you never want to get Silos Torbjorn on that stage where he's throwing down armor for everyone and has that molten core at the ready. So very quick
right now on the Genji, working his way to the backline, landing some good damage to start out this game. The offense with 2 quick kills here. Bromas now piling on, does take out Silo. This is absolutely nothing like flashy or otherwise. We're just running in, getting a few quick mechanical kills and leaving it there. The defense not punishing him too much for going in, but Narwhal is going to try and start doing that. Does get the double kill, including killing Mercy. Looking now for Winston, but he's going to go down, and the offensive respawn just coming in a little bit quicker. And this is just really Creation imposing their will on top of GamersOrigin right now.
Yeah, the initiation went okay. That was Numlocked coming in early, so they're going to keep sustaining on this fight as Linkser picks up another kill late here on his Reaper. They really just should get out. I mean, Strengths is going to try to pepper away. Here comes Jenkins in on the point, but if they bleed out these kills, they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and again, this has been a really weird fight, too. The offense just been sort of streaming in, getting some kills, getting some time to point, streaming in a little bit more, getting some kills. This is actually one of those strangest Hollywood games I think we've seen, just in the sense that it hasn't been really that decisive for either team, but certainly in favor of Creation.
Well, the streaming in late is absolutely brutal, and here comes another stream in as he's still trying to defend this. This is
pub-like? Yeah. Are you gonna say it's a very pub-like game? Because that's what it's feeling like right now. This feels like your average comp mode game.
Well, look how loaded this offense is now. They didn't have to use any ults taking that over. Some of the defense was holding on to second roof. Some were still trickling in, just very kind of uncoordinated there as a defense. But oddly enough, it was still a better defense than we've seen on Hollywood First sometimes today. So I guess it worked a little. They should be in a worse position than they are. They're really just way behind the 8 ball as far as ultimates go, though.
Yeah, all Creation, they're stocked for a bear here. They have Dragonblade at the ready, they have Barrage at the ready, and here comes Dragonblade. R-Tier just going to blow it right away. Mercy, though, able to give them the slip to start things out. What they weren't able to slip, though, was the fault coming in from Linkser over the top. Linkser not even using Death Blossom. Getting in, though, landing every Hellfire shotgun shot he needed to. Now he's going to go right back to the payload, finish things up there, and that's going to be a full team wipe in favor of Creation. They still have some very good ults up. They still have Sound Barrier. They still have Death Blossom. They didn't have to even use their entire reserve.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say GamersOrigin is losing team fights, but GamersOrigin isn't taking team fights. GamersOrigin is just kind of trickling in to say even there. Now is going to be the first time we're going to see them fight as a squad, I think. I hope.
Oh no, Linkser is measuring the defense right now. He's going to drop right down. Death Blossom is going to come out. He's going right in. Sound Barrier there. Double kill for Linkser. Bromas and R-Tier coming in from behind with the extra follow-up. Good team effort there, the rush in, and we have another team kill horn in a second. We might have... Last defender dies in the back, but doesn't really matter. The offensive Creation just rolling through GamersOrigin right now.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of as a team, but they did lose Strengths early. They lose Strengths late now on that Pharah. They've not really gotten the resurrection value. Narwhal has to switch off of the Genji at 100%. Feels bad to not bust out that Dragon Blade, but he also died very late. Again, the trickling kills continue as Creation keeps pressing their advantage forward. They're not going to lose any as they retreat back to the cart, and this is just a clinic right now.
It's been really, really good coming out from the side of Creation at the moment. Everything has gone their way. Everything has not really gone the way of GamersOrigin. I mean, the most you can say is that they didn't immediately lose point A. They were able to fight for it for a while, but even then, they were never really solidifying on defense. So, really good banner offense here for Creation. Now for them, they could end this in just a moment. R-Tier almost has a Dragon Blade. He gets good value on this. It could end before it begins. The defense does have some ultimates at the right. They do have a Barrage of their own. Yeah. But based on what we're seeing, I feel like Creation is just going to get more value here. But here we go. Fight is underway. Barrage. Bromas opening immediately with Barrage. Not quite getting as much as looking for. R-Tier in the back, slicing and dicing. Looking for the Lucio. Does take him out. Oh my goodness, the deflect kill on the Strengths. An absolute beauty. Now Creation getting the run they need to set a very quick time here in Hollywood.
Well, the one thing that happened there that's maybe not going to go great for them is that they lost Numlock and Lynx, who both have 100%. Those would be great ultimates to seal out the game, but it looks like they are unneeded. As, yeah, Creation just absolutely rolled through there. Their best defense was actually when they were making mistakes and just trickling onto the point was when they slowed down first a lot. So, not the best look from GamersOrigin early on here.
Acer coming out to play the game. That young Genji skin. This is right at the end there. Dragonblade's so good at setting up value here. Slices down this and does have the deflection kill. Oh my god, it did! That is beautiful. Good play of the game coming out from Acer, man. Yep. 4:14 is the time to beat. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I mean 5 is a fast Hollywood time, a really fast Hollywood time. So 4:14, brutal. They're gonna have to win every single fight handily and never get slowed down, whilst keeping about 3 on the cart, so that it forces you to fight on and near the cart, which is always giving up the high ground. It's a rough time to beat. So we're gonna see if they can pull out a moral victory here on our first map. Because I don't think they're gonna get a map victory on our first map.
Moral victory is about all they can hope for here, I would say. I mean, unless they just come out with the offense of the gods, which is possible. It's never not possible, but man, is it going to be difficult. Because usually when one team sets an incredibly quick time, that means that there's some degree of outclassing going on.
Yeah.
If there's an outclassing on the offensive end, it's very likely that it'll continue to the defensive end, which is why it's rare to see a really quick time get beaten by an even quicker time, even though it is possible.
Right. So this is going to be, I mean, it looks like they're going to run a typical offense, but I'm actually more excited about the defense that's coming out from Creation. Creation, of course, has replaced Nox with Toxican. Some interesting stuff in the scene if you want to Google that drama, but Toxican will be playing Lucio, Dracaeus on the Mercy, Artir on his main man, McCree, Bromus on Pharah, Linkser back on the Widow, so I think, you know, the time that they were able to set there, they're going to allow to get some practice in here, unless Lynx is just back on the Widow, who we've seen fall out of the meta rapidly, and Numlocks, of course, on good old Reinhardt.
I gotta love this. Widow coming back in, although, like I said, I love it on the same note. I also just cringe given how the ranked mode is right now, where it seems like you get no points as Widow, so it's a rough patch, rough time to be a fan of Widow, but we'll see if Linkser is able to get value here on the Creation defense. Meanwhile, the rest of the defense, Numlock's gonna be on the Reinhardt, Bromas on the Pharah, Artir on McCree, Dracaeus on Mercy, and Toxican gonna be on the Lucio.
Okay, so they are going to run double support on the offense, which sometimes if you need to run a very aggressive or quick offense, you're going to just kind of leave the Mercy in the dust and hope to roll through with a single, but it's going to be Ashura on Mercy, Silo will be playing Lucio, so they're your double supports. They're also going to run double tank and Whitefire and Jenkins on Winston and Zarya respectively, and Reaper and Strengths will play the DPS in Reaper and Pharah.
One thing of note for Creation we didn't talk about a whole lot, of course, is that they're now down Nox. Nox has seemingly joined Rogue. It's a weird situation. We'll talk about it in the next break, but Winston right now going immediately on Linkser, not getting the value he wants. Artir gonna just take him out of the sky. Linkser right now just content to be in the back looking for pickoff so he can get him in. Oh my goodness, down goes Lucio. Will eat that Widow shot. And pretty good early defense here coming out for Creation. Fortunately, for the side of GamersOrigin, if they get wiped out 2 more times, they're just not gonna have the time to get through the map.
Yeah, just, you know, all the kills came from Creation, and they didn't lose any heroes there, so absolutely won that first defense very well, and that always bodes ill for the offense, as the defense is going to be able to, you know, gain those ults. Lynx takes down Ashura, so there your merciless push is not going to happen. They're going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Artir right now hanging out in the back, waiting for his opportunity. And, yeah, I mean, the offense, this is where they need to be showing a sense of urgency. They're sort of sitting there, setting up, waiting for something, but while they're waiting, their time is going away. They just don't have that much time. They are going to speed boost in. They're looking for an opportunity. Strength, so going to eat a snipe right away as Artir, Deadeye taking out Jenkins. 2 quick kills here for the side of Creation. Creation is just mopping things up.
Well, it's both their tanks early on. You lose both your tanks like that, there goes your entire front line. Everyone should get cleaned up after this, considering they got no kills themselves. Bromas does take down Ashura in the end. And they're all dying kind of in very staggered fashion. And I think right now Creation is feeling it. They know they've pretty much already done what they need to do to win this map. They're going to poke much further than teams generally do. Reinhardt's on
2.5 minutes left. I would say it's already pretty much guaranteed that they're going to win, but if they win this next fight, it is super guaranteed. It would be beyond any doubt.
Flank shatter.
Bromas right now. Oh, there's the Earth Shatter coming from Numlock. Bromas looking to feast. Coming in. Here comes the barrage. Gets 1. Can he get more? Only gets 1 kill off of that, but does do damage in the process. Will set up his team, and that, Hex, my friend, is going to be GG. Because even if the offense has everything go right for them here, just mathematically, unless you or the C, just Creation, leave the game, they would not be able to bring this back.
Yeah, only 2 minutes left, and I mean, Creation is obviously just playing much different than they would, if things were close. So in their mind, they've already won as well. That's why you saw Numlock hiding for the flank shatter there, which, generally was just kind of a thing that you would only see when the game is locked up.
All right, Soundbearer coming out right now from the side of the defense. RTR moving in just because. Deadeye on the way. It's high noon. And RTR making McCree work. RTR used McCree before he was popular, is now using him after he's not so popular and having a good run of it as well.
Yeah, he does die there to Roadhog because that's where McCree's weakness is now. He cannot burst down tanks like he used to, which is a very good thing in my opinion.
Oh, it is a very, very good thing.
But it's, it might be one of the, kind of side reasons you're seeing a lot more tank compositions too, because there's really only Reaper who's the answer to tanks rather than McCree anymore, so that's why Roadhog has been a little more viable. There were times where you used to hook a McCree as a Roadhog, get flashbangs, fans, rolled and fanned, and it would feel like you were punished for hitting your hook. So.
You see Narek going in and, oh my goodness, just gonna get hammered down. And since we have a free moment here, since this is Creation's game, right, so let's talk a little bit about the Creation esports situation, where they used to have a support on their team. Nox was one of their main supports, and has recently just taken off to join Rogue. Now, normally go, oh, player leaving team, what's the big deal? The problem is that he was signed by Creation, he put his name to a legally binding piece of paper, and he just left. There was supposed to be a buyout. Rogue not paying the buyout, he just went to Rogue immediately. And Rogue now is saying they even signed him, but he is playing with Rogue at the moment, and it's kind of a sticky situation since, of course, Creation will be looking for a big buyout, rumored to be around 6,000 euros, which would be pretty darn significant. Yeah. That's an expensive buyout for a support player.
I mean, it's definitely more expensive than 6,000 pounds, am I right? Right, the pound.
Oh,
yeah.
So like Big Mac and some fries at McDonald's in the U.S. right now? Is that where the pound is at right at the moment?
I don't know.
Either way, I'm surprised we haven't seen GG come out here from GamersOrigin. It has been time here for quite a while. And normally I'm not one to say anything here, but I almost feel like I need to...
I don't know. It's officially time, and I guess, it's a short set today. It's going to be short.
Okay, there we go. Actually, they're taking it to their own hands. Creation saying here, are they going to say GG first? We don't want to be BM. We don't want to be the first one to say GG, but it's been GG for quite a while.
Yeah, that is the winning team saying GG first, which is, BM-ish, but the timer did officially go
I wouldn't
off.
say it's BM. I mean, the losing team had a lot of time to look at the time. They're like, okay, guys, we lost this. So we're going back to...
So yeah, that's exactly what we expected out of Creation. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting situation with Nox. I think he was G2 for a while as well, one of those players who's hopped on a bunch of different rosters here and there. So that is the business side of esports that, I know nothing about. That's why I don't...
He had a very long history with Numlock, so he actually broke that up, and I'd be curious to find out the full story of what's going on there. The legal part is also fascinating, too, because here's the dirty side about esports contracts, is that you do sign your name to a piece of paper, but for the most part, it's never really enforced. And the reason is that the cost of actually pursuing legal action against someone and actually taking them to court far exceeds what you would actually get in return. Even with the 6,000 EU buyout, now maybe the idea there is that you sue the actual Rogue organization or something like that if it came down to it, but in the end, it's still really difficult. Contracts, they're only good if you're willing to defend them in court, and for the most part in esports, people aren't willing to defend them in court, so contracts only go so far.
Yeah, I suppose it's going to depend on the size of the organization, right? I think at some point, these organizations will grow to the point where they just have a lawyer on staff who's just, counsel for the company and on retainer, so that you are going to be able to reclaim those contracts more easily.
I would think you'd have to be really far up there. I'm not even sure even orgs like C9 or TSM have like they might have a lawyer on retainer, but they certainly don't have a lawyer that works directly for them, which means that, the way retainer works, of course, you've already prepaid a lawyer and all the rest. So it's still, enforcing contracts in esports is a huge pain.
Yeah, so drama at the very least, kind of sketchy at the very least. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But, they've got Toxican on their team now, who was actually on Rogue, who was, I think, trying out for them at some point. And so now he's back, and who knows what... This is kind of just typical as far as rosters at the highest end are going to shuffle here and there. Of course, now we have to look at see what happens with Reunited. Does Too Easy go to another team? I mean, there's so many things that one change can happen. I still look back at the days where, Mendo getting off or onto a team or off of a team, and then with Tavik and Pluppy, well, Fick, aka Pluppy, mercenarying for teams that, yeah. But like one move changes everything. It's all sorts of dominoes and whatnot, because one move means that someone else is available, and then it's Taimu on this team. Taimu had played for Reunited for like a week when everything was happening. It's all very volatile, but one small move, and not the too easy being off Reunited is small, can change up everything. So these rosters are going to be changing. Who knows how it goes here? They're waiting for us, apparently. They should just go. We're always ready.
Absolutely. So we're just waiting here to get started. It should be good to go in just a moment.
It's nice of them to ask.
Creation Esports is always so concerned. They're just like, we want to make sure everyone is ready.
It is always Creation.
We're usually ready, but the thought is absolutely appreciated, because there are some times where, you know what, something's going on. But we let them know that we're ready. We're getting into Lijiang. Map number 2, Creation Esports versus GamersOrigin, and Creation Esports looking pretty darn strong.
Yeah, they look great, and just looking at their match history, like I said, they've won 9 of their last 10. The only one they lost was to Misfits, 0-3, but they have also beaten that Misfits squad, so it's not like back in the days where they were beating everyone except for IDDQD or Envious in front of them. So top of the EU is anyone's to take. Creation has a good acclaim as anyone.
And Creation, even though they are playing with the new support player, they don't really seem to have lost too much of a step. Now, maybe we'll see a difference when they go up against teams that are a little bit more even against them historically. But for now, I'd say Toxican's been doing a pretty good job in the Lucio role.
Yeah, and Lucio, of course, will be on this King of the Hill. It's going to be Toxican on that. Lucio Dracaeus will be on Mercy. Lynx is going to be playing the Tracer. Bromas will be on Reaper. Numlocked on Zarya. R-Tier on McCree. So R-Tier really sticking to his guns, loving that Peacemaker. And, you know, you've always mentioned it, too. He was always one of the top McCrees, especially in EU. Probably 1 or 2. Him and Valataja were always the best.
Hello. Oh, my God, that spray. That poor kid. Either way, though, we are getting into it. The only thing I have to say negative to say about R-Tier is that he's using Banana McCree, and that's just not cool.
You're just wrong on that one.
No, I am not wrong. That's Banana McCree. Narwhal, though, going in, takes out Numlock, first kill of the game. As the offensive GamersOrigin finding a little bit more luck here on King of the Hill, they are able to bring it right to Creation Esports to get 2 kills to start things off. Narwhal getting the Reaper value left, right, and center as 3 quick kills for them, and they're going to take control of this first point.
Yeah, good luck. Almost more kills than they got in the entirety of that last map, and as they're able to clean up Lynx, they're going to take first point, especially on this map. Taking first point is huge, and you're just always going to be able to kind of poke, prevent them from bringing it back, and you know, unless you get full wiped here, it's going to be really hard for Creation to take this back. So Creation's going to look for a giant team fight. Bromas does switch onto the 76 after that first fight.
So the offensive Creation getting right back into it. I wonder if not running a Fair here is something they'll regret. Fair, of course, really good on this stage, more so than most of the other stages here on Lijiang.
Yeah.
2 quick kills here, though, are going to be coming out here from the side of GamersOrigin. Make it 3 kills. His strengths lands rocket on Numlocked. Resurrection's coming up, but really not the greatest positioning right now for the side of Creation. And
it'll get a whole new team. This must just be their map mode, because it has been all GamersOrigin right now. I don't think that Creation has gotten a kill this game.
No, Creation has just really been struggling against us. Again, I wonder if part of it is the fact that they're not running a Pharah in a map that has historically been a very Pharah-centered map.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the answer to it, right? They got Bromas and R-Tier. They should be enough to do damage on Pharah. Even Tracer's not terrible against a Pharah, but they've just not been able to get the angle on her. They've never been able to really start a fight yet.
Uh-oh, R-Tier on the flank does have Mercy in his sights. Here comes the Deadeye on the way out, takes out Strengths right away. R-Tier putting the game in his own hands right now, effectively being big for 3 kills, but Narwhal says no. Here, you want 3 kills? Have 3 kills right here. The triple kill Death Blossom taking out Dracaeus, going to prevent the res here from Creation. And GamersOrigin, like you said, they do look like a completely different team here on King of the Hill.
Yeah, their initiation was kind of strange there from Creation. They sent everyone on different angles, and I think it's because they wanted to distract so that the McCree would have more value, but they soundbarred right before that McCree. He had to bust it out a little early just to make sure he got the Pharah. Then everyone else got cleaned up after that Graviton into Blossom, resurrected, and this is their last push. This is their last gasp to take this point.
And Strengths right now in a great position to die in this. Over the top, can wait a little bit for the Soundbear to end, and then he's just going to dive right in and look for the Barrage. And he's going to be damage boosted for this as well. He goes right in. Barrage comes in. R-Tier, though, going to shoot him right in the head. R-Tier coming in with 2 kills, not even caring about the Barrage. Going to be a big part of why Lucio dies, and R-Tier, one of the few McCrees, able to lay in some serious damage, even post-nerf.
Yeah, they're going to flip it back over at 99%, so if they got to hold it the rest of the game, because you generally think that you're going to have to full wipe to be able to get the point over. That means that they should not be able to trigger overtime, especially. So I think you're going to see a little bit of poke come out here. I would like to see them try to bank up some ultimates, because they're going to be pushing into a team with 3 ults up, perhaps 4 or 5 by the time this fight starts.
That's Artie right now looking for his opportunity. Bromas getting in, able to take out Mercy there, start the fight. Bromas though laying in the damage here at 76, landing shot after shot at Creation Esports now starting to get their act together. They started out this fighting map incredibly slow, but they're able to defend their defensive position here, and they're gonna win the next fight, and they're really loaded for ults for the next fight.
Yeah, I think maybe what they're trying to do is just get individual fights going so that they can all get their ults and maybe try to bait out ults from the opposing team, knowing that they're at a huge disadvantage right now, that they're going to have to get some offensive stuff going, that if you keep doing like this and waste an ult here or there, there's no way you're ever flipping this back. So they're going to wait for Graviton, maybe Whole Hog too. A Graviton Whole Hog is an absolutely brutal combo that we rarely see it, but will devastate a team.
Get over here and heal up.
So right now hanging here in the back is waiting for the Death Blossom, and oh, he's just gonna dive to the back here, and here it comes. Q coming out in just a moment. He's waiting for the sound barrier. Will come out. Here comes the Graviton, and he says die, die, die. Spins right into them. Doesn't quite get the value he's looking for, even though a decent amount of damage is done.
Silo gets some kills,
for both teams. Very back and forth. Resurrection does come out here from the side of the offense. The offense staying into his strengths. About to have a Death Blossom, but no, Bromas, he looks rocketing right out of the fight. But very close here on top of the lane. Creation has to be careful, because if they lose this, they're gonna be right into overtime, and that's exactly where we're going.
Yeah, I mean, the Resurrections came up from both sides, but one of them had died off the cliff, but Bromas puts on a clinic here, gets 3Ks. Lynx is going to come up and clean this.
Bromas, definitely one of the best 76s in the game. We've said it time and time again, and he is proving why. Able to come in the clutch here for the side of Creation. Creation can hold on, and now it's going to be GamersOrigin on the hot seat, because if they lose the next fight, they are going to lose the game. And they have to be careful about just triggering overtime right now. Are they even going to do that? Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Okay, they do trigger the overtime.
Yeah, Jenkins gets in, the Mercy flies in, but
they lose 3 people in the attempt, and Bromas here just able to play duck down to the back, shooting people at will, just sweeping them up, and have it.
That feels bad.
Bromas taking the final leap at the end.
Feels bad to take that to 99 and then lose it.
Well played, Bromas.
1-0.
We're gonna go out at the end of the match. Why not go out like that?
Speed boost.
I'd say he pulled a certain character, but then I realized people would get upset over spoilers, so I'm gonna leave it where it is. That's all I could think about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there was a small mistake there. I don't want to harp too much on it, but they did sound barrier in, I think, at about like 70% when they were trying to initiate. And they had a couple other heroes on their team, Whitefire in particular, on the Whole Hog, who were about 10% away from their ultimates of their own. So a couple more chip shots in, and they roll in there with 2 more ults instead of taking that fight when they did. I think if you look back, that might be a mistake they wanted to have back if they could. So we'll see if they can bring it back here, but losing after you take 99% just feels terrible.
No, it really does. Jenkins still getting right into it, takes out Bromas in the beginning. Numlock, though, trading right off. Both teams 5v5 on the point. Lynx are going very deep in, looking for some Reaper value, but he's going to get immediately punished by Narwhak. Of course, Narwhak we saw come in very big for GamersOrigin in the last round early on, and he's doing the same again. Takes out Kiss, has a double kill, and his Reaper play is really quite good, as once again, GamersOrigin well positioned to take the first cap.
Yeah, they absolutely won that first fight very easily. They're going to be in good position with ults here, and exactly what we saw last time. And Narwhak is doing a ton of damage. He's like 1 shot away from having a Death Blossom up already. So, I mean, it's an interesting spot where they're holding up around this back corner here. And, yeah, Creation's going to do the smart thing. I don't know how many teams I've seen try to come in through the side and just get booped off. Acer starts off this fight great, though, taking out Strengths.
Very good initiation here. Artier, of course, has been that rock time and time again. Really, the person to take out, though, is Narwhak. Narwhak has been absolutely vital for the GamersOrigin side here. He's getting kill after kill, but he will get headshot by Artier. Artier making things happen. One of the more dynamic McCrees in the game, and down goes Lucio. Artier keeping it rolling.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take this back, and they're going to have Graviton, Deadeye. They have a ton of ults to work with here on Creation's side. Now, the other side, too, I think, again, they would be smart to let their tanks poke a little bit. They're at 65 and 76, respectively. So, at least let one of them get their ult up. You definitely want to wait for Sound Barrier, but you do have Death Blossom. You can't push into this, again, because it's a team with full ults.
Also coming out from Linkser here, and oh my goodness, value obtained, getting the double kill. Artier support in the back. Zarya off on an island by herself, going to get taken out. And Creation Esports, after a rough start, is able to bring it right back into the side of GamersOrigin. They've had the point for a while now, and they're looking pretty good.
You know, it becomes really tough. The top teams will hold right outside of your entry point here, and they'll have someone watching top, just kind of keeping eyes on it. That's the Zarya in this case. Lynxers around the corner if they want to come through main, so they're really just denying entry. It becomes really tough because you have to bust, like, ultimates just to get out.
Alright, they're looking for it right now. We do have the attack prices though coming out from Bromas. And this is where Bromas likes to be, just in the back, mowing people down, not under pressure whatsoever. You know the GamersOrigin is going to retake this. They've already lost 3 people, so it's going to be very, very short-lived here. As Mercy does try and get in, but she's going to get butted in the face by Bromas' rifle.
Yeah, Graviton came out, grabbed the Reaper, which is one of the worst targets to get with a Graviton, if that's the only one, is he just walked out of it, using a basic ability to negate an ultimate. Never feels good. And now, I mean, look at their ult situation. They have nothing to work with on offense to get out. They had to use it just to be able to, you know, just get out of their spawn, really. And now they're in a really tough spot.
Acer does get in the back, takes out Jenkins. Already setting up creation pretty well here. Gonna Wraith form away as the rest of the people try and go in. Narwhal does have a Death Blossom, but 6v5, it's going to be difficult for him to find the opportunity. I also think Creation has focused on him a little bit more. They know that he's been getting the value in the back line and then some. So you shut down Narwhal, you shut down GamersOrigin here, and Narwhal almost getting his face melted off by Zarya. He's going to go in, though, in the back. Here comes Death Blossom, looking for some value. Instead, is just going to find Zarya's beam right to his face. Acer looking to return the favor right now. Death Blossom of his own, takes out 2, gets a little bit more, says die, 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 crouches on his spray. That's gonna be another full team wipe, and team wipe porn, and GG.
Yeah, Numlocked, I've mentioned how great he is on Reinhardt. I thought he's playing some of the best Reinhardt in all of Overwatch not too long ago. His Zarya game there was absolutely sick. You can actually see the comms coming out from this team without being in there, because you've got Lynx who's in really deep, and then he gets out just barely in time, but Numlocked has his eyes there. He ally shields him. He was the support hero of this game, really.
Огонь по готовности.
Pretty good plays coming out. Creation Esports holding in strong, now up 2-0 over GamersOrigin. And we kind of expected this going in, but I gotta say, GamersOrigin looked a little bit more better than I expected on King of the Hill, and they definitely gave Creation a run for the money, especially on the control tower.
Yeah, I think that's something to probably keep in mind. When we see these newish teams form, and when you don't necessarily have the coordination to really rock team fights and payloads and escorts and things like that, King of the Hill is always their best option. Let's go down to just scrappy, let's get down to DPS, let's get down to our deathmatch kind of mechanics, and they were able to win some fights early based on that, but then when it became trying to break a solid hold from a solid 6 team, they had some troubles there, because that's when the teamwork and established coordination really shines. But as a newer team, taking teams to King of the Hill is always the smart idea. I'll stick to that until I'm proven wrong, but they look good there. They look like they are at least individually the same similar levels of these high-end Overwatch players.
All right, so Kings Row will be our next map here. It's where the side of GamersOrigin will be making their last stand here against the juggernaut known as Creation Esports. We'll just have to see how things work out.
Yeah, Numlock just a great game on Zarya there. His tank play has impressed me no matter what tank he's playing. I know his Reinhardt is phenomenal. He gets Earthshatter value in a lot of places that I don't think people should. He times the opponent Reinhardts, like when they're going to drop their shield, like instinctively. It's kind of like this weird mind trick he plays with them. So Numlocked, if you're looking for an EU tank idol, you can look no further than Numlocked there.
Good old Seb. He's definitely had some good looks, and he's another player that's really been in from the very beginning. People, of course, forget this, but there was a point where G2 had sponsored a team. I think Flippy, that we saw from Melty, actually used to be on the team as well.
Yes, he was for a bit.
We knew they were G2 because they all made the ill-fated mistake of naming themselves G2 in-game.
They did tag up.
Which stayed with them up until the new name change came in, where Numlock says, okay, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, nor should you, really, in my opinion. Putting a clan in your name is not generally the best idea. Although
it's never worked out from what I've seen.
Gale Force still has a couple guys with clan tags in their name. That's not Gale Force.
I think they've just gone by TJO for the longest time, though, just anyways. Like, it's just part of their name now.
They were locked at the hip there. So, she's off the milk carton. I think we have a Symmetra sighting for one of the first times in the last couple days. It looks like, yeah, GamersOrigin is going to run this Symmetra on defense. Let's see if they get value out of it, because that's been the high risk, high reward. It's going to be Silo running that Symmetra. Jenkins will be on the Roadhog. Strengths on the defensive Pharah. Ashura is on Lucio now. He will most likely go back to switch to Mercy. He's just there to get Silo out as quick as possible. Narwhal on the defensive Reaper, and White Fire on Reinhardt.
Alrighty, and looking here at the Creation offense as they set up, it's going to be Toxic here on Lucio, Bromas on Genji, Lynx are going to be on Diva, Numblocked on Winston, Verkeus on the Reaper, and Artier going to be rounding things out here on the McCree.
Yeah, Artier just really sticking to his guns. Okay. I like it. You know, it's kind of in the same way that I liked when Gods was sticking to Widow on LG, and we know the reasons for it, why he liked doing it, but he got value out of it. And I think it's going to take players like that to show people, like, look, you're just wrong. This hero's fine. You just got
I think the kid is not getting hung again. Or they're trying to. I think Roadhog can't reach.
Those are both top 5 Overwatch spawns, by the way. Those are both phenomenal sprays. They're situational. They're wonderful. Add them to your team spray compositions.
Artier moving right in here for the side Creation, not wasting any time whatsoever. And Creation right now just being very aggressive. Oh my goodness, they got the Mercy immediately. There will be no defensive resurrection, as well as a huge lack of healing. This is where Creation, if they just apply a little bit more pressure, they should be able to take this right away. They have bled a few players, but they're bleeding less. They have the respawn advantage. No, man, look at this. We have Zero Suit Diva right now in the back. Down goes Silo. And Lynx are going to be able to mech right up, if he even wants to. He's saying he has Zero Suit Diva because why not?
I play a lot of Tracer, and I'm okay with admitting that now to myself and to everyone, but it is way more frightening saying a Zero Suit Diva than it is a regular Diva. I almost don't even engage some of the time because I don't want to die to that embarrassing pistol kill. But that's a pretty quick first cap. The fight just kind of lasted a little longer than they expected. No value out of Silo's Symmetra, not for lack of trying. He got in. He was at about 80%. One more kill, he would have been able to drop it if he could get out. But now Creation continues to, switch it up a little bit. With this Diva play, and not to be outdone, we see a defensive Mei.
Is this easy mode? I have to get off the Diva point of view. As much as I want to show Diva stuff, Lynx are really making this not worthwhile staying on Diva. But here comes the offensive Creation. They want to move forward. They want to be furious. As Artier with the Deadeye takes out Strengths. Still making everyone's favorite Cowboy valuable here. 2 quick kills here for the side of Creation as they just keep things moving forward.
Yeah, Numlock causing chaos in the back with Primal Rage as he bumps them all forward, trying to put people out of bad position. The wall comes in, but is immediately busted down. See if we can see some Mei value here.
Lynx right now actually going around the back, still on the Diva. Oh, here comes the bomb. Wait, I think he realized towards the end, I actually have to dodge this. Doesn't get the value he's looking for. Was hoping that they'd just be pushed back, but in general, Creation doing anything and everything that they want to do here. They are keeping things moving forward.
Strengths needs to not die here. Strengths dies here. Sure, it needed to not die there. Sure, it died there. They were way too far forward. And we've seen this time again that teams are underestimating the aggressive nature of these offenses. And this is the, 3rd time we've seen teams just pushed all the way back to their spawn on Kings.
Yeah, it's been happening time and time again. Creation's looked great right now, and look at Artier. He's just waiting for the value Deadeye. The rest of his team is moving over. All right, Lynx are still spamming, is this easy mode? And look at Lynx now. He's just going to go around the back. He's going to creep right over here. Deadeye going to be on the way. By the way, this is still an ultimate in the game. Takes out the Mercy. Will pay for it with his life, but anytime you kill Mercy, you have to feel it's worth.
Totally worth.
And Verkeus is probably going to be going for the res here in just a moment as well. Artier will be getting back into this fight. Strength still going to the back line, waiting for the barrage. Doesn't want to use it just yet. The offense just backing right out. But the defense finally getting some good value here. Unlocking trouble. He's going to go down here in just a moment. But here comes the res from the defense. Defense looking to apply the pressure. Strengths still hanging on to that barrage. Says, I don't even need to use this right now. Artier under assault by Narwhak. He's getting to the back line. Will use it on Mercy. Not just yet. Oh no, Artier almost getting knocked into the pit. This is interesting from the defense. I feel like maybe they should have been a little bit more aggressive else because here comes the offense going. Bromas taking out Strengths. The Pharaoh Suicide Pact has been signed. And even though it hasn't been super decisive, defense has been holding Creation back here in this last moment.
Yeah, we're going to see just how serious they're taking it by if this Diva stays in the game.
Diva explosion coming out. Does break the Reinhardt shield. Does not get a whole lot else aside from that. I do think we're going to see the Diva switch.
Yeah,
and, there it is.
They're going to take it a little more seriously now. Lynx was on Genji momentarily, which I would like to see. He plays a good Genji, but he's going to run onto this Reaper instead as there are 2 tanks up for the defense. But
it is no longer easy mode.
No.
Is this easy mode? No.
Not anymore.
All right, Lynx right now going to be looking to get into the back line. He's doing just that. Winston for the defense gang actually a little bit too far back. Has to bounce right back the other way. Numlock to wing the Reinhardt battle, but again, Narwhak coming in the clutch. Takes out Verkeus. Going to prevent the offensive res. And now, even though he dies in the process, the defense should be able to get right back into this. Narwhak is brought back to life. And Narok has definitely been a standout here for the side of GamersOrigin, and a team that has otherwise had some issues here today.
Yeah, he's been playing really nice. Archer, though, with a triple kill, including the Mercy on the opposing team. Now, they just need to wait for Jaqueus to get back in here. He's going to res up everyone to get this team back to full force. Meanwhile, Lynx takes out Narwhal and Silo, so it's a pretty great opportunity to finish out this map for Creation.
Yeah, they're moving right in. This is where the defense was going to have to chain down, but a big Earthshatter coming in from Numlock. Seb himself sets up 2 quick kills. The defense now, they just have to throw their bodies on the point. Silo break it down on his own, gonna get booped and concussive blasted back. Bounced around like a rag doll. Doesn't even get the joy of dying on the cart, just has to watch them cap it in his face.
Well, I guess the big question is, you know, with all the is this easy mode? Is Lynx the new 2 easy? A little BM personality there.
I feel like there's a difference between in-game BM though and global chat BM. Global chat BM requires you to take it up to like just that next extra level, you know?
Fair enough.
Epic.
Excellent.
Well, they made it look like it was easy mode, at least for the first couple points. Then they switched off to a little more standard composition. They got off of that Diva. 4:59 is not an unbeatable Kings Row time, but it's very good time. We've seen
good.
3s and 4s on this map, but that is rare, and it's generally one team is just completely outclassed. They push all the way through, so 4:59 is the time to beat for GamersOrigin if they want to stay alive in this tournament, as they are already down 2-0 to Creation Esports. Creation looking to lock it out here.
Creation definitely looking pretty good, and 4:59, that was actually a little bit quicker than I thought. It seemed like the defense was defending a little bit harder and a little bit longer than I gave them credit for, because that's still a very quick time here. And actually, take a look here at the defense from Creation. I'm not sure if they're going with this or not, but no. They showed El Presidente for a moment.
Oh,
now they're getting off it, but you never know. Now Bromas is on it, so coordinated trolling from the defense or actual Bastion plan? You be the judge. We'll find out in about 3 seconds. Bromas, don't let us down, man. I want to see El Presidente. Make it happen.
Well, I think with Zarya being off of the table that they're going to switch off that, yeah, because usually you want to run a Zarya with your Bastion El Presidente to keep him safe, give him a little bubble there. So defense is coming out though with a defensive Widow, which is nice to see. That's going to be run by Lynx, of course. Numlock will be on the Reinhardt. Bromas is going to be on the Roadhog, aka Street Pig. Toxicane will be on Lucio, Dracaeus on Mercy, Artier on McCree. So pretty standard defense aside from the Widow re-entering the meta, as Lynx is trying to get some practice on his Widow apparently.
Indeed. I'll take a look here at the offense as they are setting up here for the side of GamersOrigin. Offense that needs to move incredibly quickly if they want to beat this time. It is going to be Silo here on the Torbjorn, Strengths on Pharah, Ashura XX on the Mercy, Whitefire on Winston, Narwhal on the Genji, and Jenkins gonna be on the Zarya. I didn't think people still had XXs at the end of their names. That's all I can think about right now. Is that
it might be a Shurax or something, you know.
Ashura, yeah, that would make sense. All right, though, GamersOrigin, though, getting right into it. A nice approach here by Narwhal, getting all sorts of damage onto the backline. Charging up his Dragon Blade already to 40%. Really beautiful Genji play coming out here. Doesn't get the kills he's looking for, but pushes everyone on the defense way back. So, Narwhal, again, pretty good performance coming out here from GamersOrigin. Lynx are on the defensive Widow, not able to get the value he's looking for just yet. In fact, finds Pharah in a dark corner. Strengths getting that pick off. Still, though, Numlock was able to turn things back. Got a double kill fire strike. Bromas is still a thing here, and it was a good approach here from the offense, but it is starting to fall apart.
Yeah, just the combo was remaining, and then Ashura was snagged out of the sky by that hook. And yeah, I don't know how serious Creation's taking it, as they were pushed very far forward. I think if they win another big fight, you're going to see them start to go much further than they generally would be. Look at this composition. Lynx comes off of the Widow. He is now on the defensive Hanzo.
Defensive Hanzo is a thing. The offense, though, here comes Narwhal looking to put the team on his back. He's been doing it all day long. Has the double kill, slicing and dicing, makes it 3, looking for 4. Lucio, oh my goodness, Lucio going to go down as well. So Narwhal finding some hope here for a team that is under duress and needs to set quick time.
Yeah.
What a way of opening up the defense from Narwhal, and what a standout player for GamersOrigin.
Yeah, you called it earlier before he even went on that Genji spree. He has been a bright spot for them, and on his back, they will capture this first point. Now they've got about 3.5 minutes left to finish out the map. Not out of it yet. They needed that win. Now they've got Graviton going into the next fight. They're going to have Sound Barrier as well. They get some good cleanup there, so they do have some interesting switches, though, as Narwhal comes onto the
What? Is this a thing right now? Narwhal. I thought, okay, maybe Narwhal's gonna go to Farah. No, Narwhal saying Bay is in the house, going with the Mei. All right, this is unconventional to say the least. Time-wise, I'm not sure if this is who you want to pick when you need just massive kills in a quick time, but 3 minutes remaining. Here comes GamersOrigin, powered by the Ice Wizard herself in Mei.
Well, here comes GamersOrigin, but also here comes Creation taking the fight to them as they go right to their spawn. Now they're
super deep in for a defense. This is actually crazy just how far deep they are. They are pushing Jeng's back. Jeng still has Graviton. Group hug treatment coming in. Soundbearer, though, going to mitigate a lot of damage coming in as, oh my goodness, Graviton into Ice Wall. Strength's actually going to kill himself with his own rocket, and this is something. Not a team fight the composition we see all that often. Bromas was able to get in the back, getting the triple kill, laying in shot after shot with the Hellfire shotguns. Oh my goodness, finds Mercy on the left. Darwak now in trouble. Little ice block at the very end, but here comes the death loss of Bromas. Bromas still going in deep, picking up another double kill. And time-wise, Creation, they've almost bought all the time they need to. I think the last push is going to be the last chance here, coming out from the side of GamersOrigin, and they're still staying on the Mei.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's gotten you this far. I think, I don't know, possibly, I didn't want to say maybe, but possibly they were looking for a giant Blizzard ult, because it is a kind of, you know, snowball-y ult. You're able to kill a lot of people with it, but they didn't get any value out of the last one, so...
Artier at the Deadeye on the defense, looking to put this away, gets a triple kill, might be doing just that, as Creation not suffering this offensive push here from GamersOrigin, and time-wise, only a minute 30 left, so I think mathematically, there's still an option, but for a team like Creation to collapse to such a degree here that they would actually give this up, pretty unlikely.
Yeah, unlikely, you know, nearing impossible at this point, and they know it. That's why they were hanging out just right outside, like literally right outside the spawn point there. So, Creation looks great. They really do. I just didn't look at their history yesterday. They've been beating top teams, and they're abusing not top teams.
They absolutely are. The offense, though, coming in. Soundbearer from the defense dealing with it. Ashura going down in the very beginning. Not the best look here for the offense, because even if they get the picks they want, Dracaeus is going to be able to come in. Here comes the resurrection from Dracaeus. Go and bring up all those fallen heroes. Only Bromas is actually down. Here comes the Earth Shatter, and oh no, what a way to run in the Reinhardt in the pub. This is Reinhardt's pub, and it is last call. Moving in, swing the hammer. Numlock's going to put the end to this game. Well, GamersOrigin had pretty good attack towards the very end. I thought we saw some really good stuff coming out from Narwhal. I didn't love the Mei pick. It didn't seem to do that much, but his Genji was spot on. I almost wish he stayed with the Genji. But time-wise, only 20 seconds remaining. This is going to be GG in favor of Creation Esports, which means they will take the set 3-0 over GamersOrigin in the Acer Pro Challenge.
I will say this about GamersOrigin. They're on the right path for a newish upstart team. One, you have a really strong player in Narwhal. He showed that he can put the team on your back, and he's able to get 4 and 5 kills, which is what you need out of your DPS play.
The only thing I worry about here, though, is like with how much volatility there's been in the Overwatch scene, I feel like once a player has a standout day like Narwhal has, and you're with a team that's sort of struggling, that's where other teams come calling. Like, let's do some theory crafting here in teams. This is where Reunited might be watching and go, we need a replacement for Too Easy. This Narwhal guy did really, really well. And then suddenly GamersOrigin is out of player.
Well, we saw with Zapray. You know, Zapray.
Yeah, no, that's what happened with Rip Zap.
Yeah, so that's a good point. We'll see if there's any more contract issues that might be brought up next week with this player, Narwhal. But also I was going to say, you know, they also had the right path for Rising Team 2 is, can we start by taking maps on King of the Hill? Can we take stages on a map on King of the Hill? We've seen a lot of the teams that don't have the experience and coordination together prefer to do. They looked much better on King of the Hill than they did elsewhere. So not the worst debut ever, and right now they're just outclassed by Creation. But that's not too bad. Creation's at the very top of the European scene.
And Creation, no shame in losing Creation. They've been around for ages. Back to their days of Slider, they've had a pedigree in the scene. They've played really well. And even with the roster changes where Toxic and now in Phonox, they were able to bring the GamersOrigin today, although not without their flaws in King of the Hill. Either way, though, that this was our last map here of the day.
Yep.
Thank you guys for joining in. We will be back, I believe, next, not this Friday, but next Friday with our next app. I might be wrong there. We'll have to check the schedule.
I think
but keep an eye on the channel. You will be alerted when we go live and all the rest.
Well, I mean, just a very quick preview before we say goodbye. Next week is going to be Misfits versus Rogue, Reunited versus Creation. So you don't want to miss those semis at all. Those should be phenomenal sets, so definitely follow the channel. I believe it is next Friday. That is what I have on my calendar, at least, but it's been known to be wrong before.
All right, Hex, any final words before we take off? Because other than that, I am ready to go off and maybe do some ranked, get some food, and sort of enjoy what's been a lighter day for us. For me, it's been an absolute bender of casting. Just not a whole lot of breaks as of recently.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. It is at Hexagrams at Twitter. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that's awesome. I tweet just about events, mostly that we're casting, and when I go live on streaming, which I will be doing more often now because I built this new computer and I'm very happy with it. So that is twitch.tv/hexagrams.
All right, me at twitch.tv, ZP_TV, Twitter, Tempo at ZP, or Tempo at ZP, at Tempo ZP. Following your favorite casters on Twitter is a great way of showing support. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time we are online here on this channel, which I believe will be the weeklies this weekend. So definitely we'll catch you guys then. Till next time.